Welcome, gents. True strength is quiet. It does not shout. It does not react to provocation. It simply exists and grows stronger in the face of challenge. Trying to hurt a Sigma male is often the biggest mistake someone can make. Most people assume that if they push, provoke, or manipulate him, they can get a reaction. They think they can shake him, break him, or make him stumble. What they don't realize is that a Sigma male doesn't play by the same rules. He doesn't react emotionally to attacks. He doesn't get drawn into drama. And he doesn't let anyone else's negativity dictate his peace. Instead, he observes, learns, and quietly turns every challenge into growth. If you are a Sigma female watching this, pay attention. Like him, you possess that same quiet power. You have the ability to stay calm in chaos, to turn adversity into insight, and to protect your energy while others reveal their weaknesses through their attempts to hurt you. The world will often test you, but your strength lies in observing, learning, and evolving without letting anyone else's negativity control you. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why every attempt to hurt a Sigma male backfires, and you will also see how mastering your own calm, focus, and independence can make you untouchable. Stay with me until the end. What you learn here will not only change how you see Sigma males, it will help you embrace your own power, sharpen your boundaries, and step into your Sigma energy fully and fearlessly. Let's get started, gents. Number 1. He moves like water. You push, he flows. One of the most remarkable things about a Sigma male is how fluid he is in dealing with conflict. When you try to corner him, provoke him, or force him into a reaction, he doesn't resist in the way most people would. He moves like water. You push, and he flows around the pressure. You try to trap him, and he adapts, slipping through the cracks without a struggle. Your attacks rarely land because he doesn't fight on the battlefield you expect him to. This fluidity makes him nearly untouchable. While most people meet aggression with aggression, defensiveness, or stubborn resistance, he takes a completely different approach. He doesn't get trapped by your expectations or your attempts to control him. Instead, he observes, calculates, and adjusts. Your effort to provoke him often ends up wasted because he doesn't react where you think he will. He doesn't allow the conflict to define him, and he doesn't give you the satisfaction of a reaction. Think about it for a moment. Most people get frustrated when someone refuses to fight their battles the way they want. They want a reaction, a confrontation, or at least some sign of disturbance. But the Sigma male refuses to engage on anyone else's terms. He doesn't create drama, and he doesn't let your energy dictate his next move. What you perceive as control over him is nothing but an illusion. Your attempts to corner him are like trying to grasp water with your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. Every effort to manipulate, attack, or provoke him ends up showing your frustration, your patterns, and your vulnerabilities, while he remains calm, strategic, and untouchable. Ultimately, this is why a Sigma male is so difficult to destabilize. He doesn't fight where the battle is. He flows, he adapts, and he uses your energy to his advantage, leaving you exhausted, frustrated, and no closer to breaking him while he continues forward, calm, focused, and untouchable. Number 2, ultimately, you hurt yourself more. Ultimately, when you try to hurt a Sigma male, the one who really loses is you. It might not feel that way at first. You think that your words, your actions, or your schemes will shake him, make him stumble, or even hurt him emotionally. But Sigmas don't live by the rules most people do. They don't feed on drama. They don't react in predictable ways. What you see as a strike is often nothing more than a ripple in his calm waters. In the process of trying to hurt him, you waste your energy. Every second you spend plotting, resenting, or lashing out is energy that could have been used to improve your life, build your skills, or pursue your goals. Instead, you trap yourself in negativity, that resentment you carry, the anger you feel, the frustration that keeps you awake at night. Those things grow inside you while he walks forward, unaffected, unbothered, almost serene in comparison. You also expose yourself. Every attempt to provoke him is a window into your character, your weaknesses, and your insecurities. While you are trying to throw him off balance, you are revealing more about yourself than about him. People see the tension, the effort, the desperation, and it leaves you vulnerable in ways you don't even notice. He, on the other hand, is quietly observing, learning, and using the encounter to sharpen his awareness. By the time you realize it, the situation has already flipped. Your attack doesn't hurt him, but it leaves you emotionally drained, frustrated, and stuck in a loop of wasted effort. He hasn't changed. He hasn't lost anything. But you are carrying the weight of your own failed attempt. That is the harsh truth about Sigmas. If you want to truly understand power, resilience, and independence, watch closely. The Sigma doesn't need to fight back for the lesson to be learned. The lesson is already there. When you try to hurt someone who is untouchable, you are the one who ends up paying the price. Number 3, he keeps score, not grudges. One of the most misunderstood aspects of a Sigma male is how he handles conflict and betrayal. When someone tries to hurt him, he doesn't react with revenge, anger, or drama the way most people do. He keeps score, not grudges. Every action against him is noted. Every attempt to manipulate or attack is stored in his awareness. But he doesn't let it poison his present. Instead, it fuels his precision, his clarity, and his ability to navigate life with purpose. Think about it. Most people carry grudges, replay insults in their minds, and allow resentment to dictate their actions. They react impulsively, often in ways that escalate conflict rather than resolve it. A Sigma male is different. He observes, remembers, and understands. He stores lessons, not resentment. Your attempts to harm him do not create chaos in his mind. They become data points. He learns from them, internalizes them, and uses them to refine his approach to people and situations. This is why trying to hurt a Sigma male can backfire so badly. You might expect anger, retaliation, or a dramatic response. Instead, he remains calm and collected, quietly noting everything. One day, your actions might return to you, but not in the way you imagine. They don't come back as confrontation or revenge. They come back as your own mistakes becoming opportunities for him. He has already converted your negativity into a roadmap for his own growth, and you are left exposed while he moves forward, smarter, stronger, and untouchable. Keeping score instead of grudges allows him to operate with a clarity that most people cannot access. He doesn't waste energy on petty revenge or pointless drama. He channels everything into focus, strategy, and self-mastery. While you are still tangled in your own emotions, he is moving forward, using your attempts against him as tools for his advantage. In the end, trying to hurt a Sigma male doesn't damage him. It enhances his awareness, sharpens his precision, and leaves you frustrated. You may think you are striking, but the truth is you are arming him with insight while remaining vulnerable yourself. Number 4, your energy fuels his focus. One of the most overlooked truths about Sigma males is that your attempts to sabotage or hurt them often do more for them than for you. Every insult, every lie, every scheme you throw at them becomes nothing more than fuel for their focus. While most people would react, get upset, or waste time plotting revenge, the Sigma channels that same energy into something far more powerful. He doesn't just survive negativity. He transforms it into growth, clarity, and strength. Think about it like this. Every ounce of energy you spend trying to pull him down is an opportunity for him to rise higher. He takes the chaos you create and uses it to sharpen his skills, reinforce his independence, and strengthen his mind. Your actions, meant to harm him, are converted into momentum that moves him closer to mastery in his life. Your anger, manipulation, and attempts at control are like wind for his sails. The harder you push, the faster he advances. You might not see it, but this is a harsh truth. When you focus on someone like a Sigma in the wrong way, you are doing the work for them. You are training them without ever realizing it. The energy you put into drama, jealousy, or attempts to break him becomes invisible bricks in the foundation of his freedom. He is quietly evolving, becoming more capable, more resilient, and more untouchable with every move you make against him. This is why trying to hurt a Sigma is not just pointless, it is counterproductive. You expend effort, stress yourself out, and expose your intentions, all while he grows stronger, calmer, and more focused. Your energy is no longer yours. It is indirectly fueling someone else's evolution, and you cannot control that process. If you want to truly understand why Sigma males are untouchable, watch closely. They turn attacks into opportunities, negativity into strategy, and your attempts to derail them into progress you cannot even imagine. The irony is undeniable. The more you try, the more you help him become exactly who he is meant to be. Number 5, he internalizes lessons, not wounds. A Sigma male has a way of handling life that most people can't even comprehend. When someone tries to hurt him, it doesn't shake him the way it would most people. He doesn't allow insults, betrayals, or schemes to dictate his mood, his decisions, or his peace of mind. While others might carry grudges, stew in anger, or obsess over what was done to them, he does something far more powerful. He internalizes the lesson, not the wound. Think about what that means. If you try to manipulate him or provoke him, it doesn't leave a scar. It doesn't make him bitter or angry. Instead, he quietly observes, processes, and learns. Every challenge becomes data. Every attack becomes insight. And every negative encounter becomes a guide to understanding people and life better. Your efforts, meant to break him or derail him, often only sharpen his awareness and strengthen his strategy. You cannot damage someone who is already in control of their inner world. This is why dealing with a Sigma is frustrating for most people. They expect a reaction, they expect a fight, they expect him to stumble. But he doesn't play by the same rules. External negativity bounces off him because his foundation is built on self-awareness, discipline, and independence. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He doesn't need to respond to every attack. He simply grows stronger from them quietly, without making a scene. Your attempts to hurt him are like throwing stones at water. The ripples might spread for a moment, but the water returns to its natural calm. He absorbs what is useful and discards what is not. He turns adversity into mastery. He learns from the world around him while the world waits for him to falter. If you want to understand true strength, watch closely. A Sigma male does not carry wounds. He carries wisdom. He does not react to negativity. He evolves because of it. And the more you try to hurt him, the more you teach him, and the less he ever feels the pain you hope to inflict. Number 6, he doesn't react on cue. One of the most frustrating things for anyone trying to hurt a Sigma male is that he doesn't react on cue. Most people expect a response. They expect anger, a comeback, or at least some sign that their words or actions landed. But with a Sigma, that doesn't happen. He doesn't operate on your timetable. He doesn't respond to your triggers, and he certainly doesn't give you the satisfaction of watching him stumble. When you try to provoke him, he isn't oblivious. On the contrary, he sees everything. He observes your behavior, notices your patterns, and silently analyzes your intentions. Your effort to push him, to hurt him, to manipulate him doesn't just fail. It becomes a resource for him. He stores that energy, studies it, and turns it into insight about the people around him. What you hoped would shake him barely makes a ripple because he already knows how to handle it. This is why trying to get a reaction from a Sigma male is not just useless, it backfires psychologically. While you burn energy trying to provoke him, he is calm, deliberate, and even gaining clarity from the situation. You are tied to your emotion, reacting, striving, hoping for impact, while he floats above it. He doesn't need to prove anything or play by your expectations. That control over himself, that ability to remain unmoved, is what makes him untouchable. Your attempts to hurt him are wasted. Your frustration grows. You begin to question yourself, your strategy, and your understanding of him. Meanwhile, he quietly benefits. He learns, he grows, he adapts, and you inadvertently give him a blueprint of how people behave under stress. Your energy, aimed at causing chaos, ends up helping him evolve. The Sigma male doesn't dance to your tune. He doesn't react when you want him to. He sees, absorbs, and grows. And by the time you realize your plan failed, he is already leagues ahead, calm, focused, and completely untouchable. Number 7, your intentions are transparent. One of the most dangerous mistakes anyone can make with a Sigma male is thinking they can hide their intentions. He has an almost uncanny ability to read people, to see beyond words, smiles, and gestures. Your motives, your schemes, and even your anger are transparent to him. You might think you are being subtle, clever, or strategic, but to him it is all on display. Every attempt to manipulate or hurt him doesn't reflect on him. It reflects entirely on you. This is why trying to get under a Sigma male's skin is more revealing for you than it is impactful on him. He sees the insecurities behind your words, the frustrations driving your actions, and the desperation in your need to control. You are broadcasting who you are in every effort to shake him, but he doesn't flinch. Instead, he observes. He catalogues every tactic, every reaction, and every slip. You think you are attacking, but really, you are handing him a lesson in human behavior that he didn't have before. It is not just that he is hard to manipulate. It is that he forces people to show their true colors, whether they want to or not. The more you try to hurt him, the more obvious your character becomes, and the more he understands you. He doesn't need confrontation or drama. Your energy and intent are enough for him to learn, adapt, and evolve without ever responding. This transparency is what makes him untouchable. While others fall for traps, respond emotionally, or get defensive, he remains calm and calculating. Your effort to harm him only exposes your patterns, weaknesses, and true motivations. Meanwhile, he remains untouched, focused, and growing stronger. If you want to truly understand why trying to hurt a Sigma male backfires, watch closely. Every attempt to manipulate or provoke him is a mirror showing who you really are, and the Sigma doesn't need to react for the lesson to be clear. Your transparency is his advantage, and your attacks only teach him, leaving you with the frustration of failure and no impact on him. Number 8, emotional deflection is his weapon. One of the most fascinating and frustrating things about Sigma males is how they handle hostility. When someone tries to provoke them, attack them, or hurt them, they don't react emotionally the way most people would. Instead, they use emotional deflection as a weapon. They take every jab, insult, and manipulative attempt and turn it into something useful. Every attack becomes information, a lesson, a window into human behavior, and it rarely touches them the way it touches you. Think about it. Most people respond to hostility with defensiveness, anger, or revenge. They get caught up in the moment and end up revealing more about themselves than about the person they are confronting. Not the Sigma. When you try to hurt him, he watches, he notes, and he internalizes patterns in your behavior. He studies the timing of your anger, the inconsistencies in your logic, and the vulnerabilities you show without even realizing it. In other words, your hostility becomes a mirror, showing you your own weaknesses while giving him clarity and control. This is why trying to provoke a Sigma male feels so frustrating. You are operating in chaos, full of emotion and expectation, while he is calm, collected, and learning. Every effort to shake him only sharpens his awareness. You may think your words or actions are powerful, but in reality they are teaching him, strengthening him, and leaving you exposed. The more you push, the more you reveal. Your patterns, your emotional triggers, your intentions, they all become visible to him. And the ironic truth is that while you are trying to dominate or destabilize him, you are the one at risk. You are the one showing what you are made of, and often it is exactly what he needs to understand how people behave under pressure. In the end, the Sigma male doesn't need to fight back. He doesn't need to argue or retaliate. Your attacks, your hostility, your manipulations, they all become lessons for him, and you are the one left vulnerable, tangled in your own patterns while he quietly grows stronger, sharper, and untouchable. Number 9, he transforms adversity into autonomy. One of the most striking things about Sigma males is how they respond to adversity. When someone tries to hurt them, sabotage them, or control them, it doesn't weaken them, it strengthens them. Every attack, every attempt to bring them down, every negative energy aimed at them becomes a building block in their inner fortress. What you hope will break him only reinforces his independence, his self-rule, and his ability to move through life on his own terms. Unlike most people, a Sigma male doesn't let external pressure define him. He sees adversity as an opportunity. Every challenge is a lesson in resilience, every betrayal a reminder of boundaries, and every attempt to hurt him a chance to grow stronger. While you are focused on causing disruption or damage, he is quietly constructing something far more lasting: autonomy. He turns negativity into momentum, turning your attacks into bricks that make his foundation unshakable. This is what makes a Sigma male untouchable. Your intentions, no matter how malicious, cannot penetrate the calm and control he has over himself. You are investing energy into trying to destabilize him, but the irony is that you are only helping him build a stronger version of himself. Each effort to hurt him becomes a lesson in self-discipline, focus, and independence. Your attack is not a setback, it is a catalyst for growth. And the more people try to pull him down, the more obvious it becomes. He does not react the way you expect. He does not stumble. He does not seek revenge. Instead, he absorbs the lesson, reinforces his control over his life, and continues forward with clarity. So the next time someone tries to undermine a Sigma male, remember this: he is not weakened by adversity. He is not shaken by attempts to control him. He transforms every attack into autonomy, turning your efforts into his advantage. What you thought would break him becomes the very thing that cements his independence and power, leaving you frustrated and powerless while he grows stronger and untouchable. Number 10, Sigma sees them as weakness, not strength. One of the most overlooked truths about Sigma males is how they perceive conflict. When someone tries to hurt a Sigma, he doesn't see the attack as a measure of his own strength. He sees it as a reflection of the person throwing it. Every insult, manipulation, or attempt to provoke him reveals more about the attacker than the target. Your energy, your aggression, and your intentions become transparent, exposing your vulnerabilities for him to read like an open book. This is why trying to hurt a Sigma male is rarely effective. He doesn't focus on proving himself or defending his ego. Instead, he observes, learns, and analyzes. Every effort to undermine him is like a mirror, showing him your insecurities, your patterns, and the areas where you are emotionally exposed. The very thing you think is a weapon against him becomes your own weakness laid bare. Unlike most people, He doesn't mistake loud anger, hostility, or manipulation for strength. He understands that real strength comes from calm, control, and independence. While you expend energy trying to destabilize him, he quietly processes the situation. He sees your motives, your triggers, and even the desperation behind your actions. You are trying to hit him, but what he absorbs is insight. He becomes more aware of human behavior, more strategic in his responses, and more untouchable in the process. This is why Sigma males are so difficult to shake. They don't react to your attempts to hurt them in the way you expect. They don't retaliate for every slight. Instead, they observe and grow stronger while you are left exposed, frustrated, and burned out by your own energy. The ironic truth is that in trying to harm him, you teach him about the world and about human nature, while simultaneously betraying yourself. Every attack you make is a clue to your character, and he sees it clearly. You might think you are testing his strength, but in reality you are showing your weaknesses, and he uses that knowledge to remain untouchable, calm, and in control. Number 11, he operates outside the crowd. One of the defining traits of a Sigma male is that he operates outside the crowd. While most people are heavily influenced by social pressure, expectations, or the need for approval, he moves through life on his own terms. He doesn't seek validation, he doesn't chase popularity, and he certainly doesn't bend to the rules of the crowd. That is why any attempt to manipulate, provoke, or hurt him often falls flat. He doesn't play the game the way others do, so the usual tactics that work on most people simply do not apply. When you try to set traps, stir drama, or provoke him, it doesn't destabilize him because he is not anchored to the reactions of others. Peer pressure, gossip, or social manipulation has almost no effect on him. He isn't concerned with what people think, and he doesn't need to prove himself to anyone. Your schemes might create chaos for others, but he remains calm, observing quietly from the outside. This independence from the crowd gives him a tremendous advantage. While others react impulsively or get drawn into drama, he maintains perspective. He sees patterns, motivations, and vulnerabilities that most people overlook because they are too busy being influenced by the opinions and energy around them. Your attempts to hurt or manipulate him don't just fail, they inadvertently provide him insight into human behavior, giving him knowledge that others rarely acquire. It's frustrating to watch because your energy feels wasted. You expected a reaction, a disruption, a crack in his armor, but he doesn't conform to the expected narrative. He moves deliberately, calmly, and strategically, unaffected by your effort or the pressure of the crowd. The harsh truth is that a Sigma male is untouchable precisely because he exists outside the rules that govern most people. Your schemes cannot control him, and your attempts to provoke him cannot bend him. You are playing by a set of rules he doesn't acknowledge, and in the process, he grows stronger, more observant, and entirely unshaken, while you are left frustrated, exposed, and wasting your energy on someone who doesn't operate like the rest of the world. In final words, the strongest people are not those who fight everyone around them, but those who remain unshaken while the world tests them. Trying to hurt a Sigma male is like trying to push a mountain. No matter how hard you try, he remains grounded, composed, and untouchable. Every attack, every manipulation, every attempt to provoke him does not weaken him. Instead, it sharpens him, teaches him, and strengthens his independence. The harsh truth is that in trying to hurt him, you are the one who wastes energy, exposes vulnerabilities, and strengthens someone who does not need it. If you are watching this as a Sigma female, take note. You share the same quiet power. Like him, you have the ability to rise above drama, maintain your calm, and transform challenges into lessons. Your peace and focus are your greatest weapons, and the people who try to harm you only reveal more about themselves than about you. Every attempt to destabilize you becomes a reminder of how strong, resilient, and self-aware you are. Remember this: being untouchable is not about being immune to the world. It is about understanding your value, observing without reacting, and converting challenges into growth. Just as a Sigma male transforms attacks into insight, you can transform negativity into clarity and strength. So keep your energy, maintain your boundaries, and honor your inner power. The people who try to hurt you will always show their true colors while you remain calm, focused, and evolving. Let this be your guide. Stay aware, stay independent, and stay unshaken. Life will test you, but your response will define your strength, and that strength is something no one can take from you. Thank you for watching, Gents, and God bless you.